Here's Trapvision 3D.
I say, yo, it's
What's
your
up?
boy. It's
What's
your
up?
boy, Trapvision 3D. You have made it to the lifestyle. And I got my big brother, Magnum Vic. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and then we got a special guest in the back. I'm bringing him up here in just a second, man. Y'all ain't even ready for this, man. But before
No.
we go, serious note, before we go, I pinned something to the comment section, man. Just yesterday, we lost somebody in our community, you know what I'm saying, Watch community. So I want to take this time to send prayers and just like something positive to the Diaz family. Lost a brother in arms, man. So I just want to take this time as a moment of silence to just honor him. So I got a GoFundMe page, right? It's a link in the thing, and I'll be dropping it periodically, and it'll be in the description as you know what I'm saying. Once this live is over, um, but it's never easy, you know what I'm saying. Like you got kids, you got a wife, you got a family that's gonna miss them, you know what I'm saying. And we just had them through conversation, and we share a common interest. But it's never easy, you know what I'm saying. It kind of makes me think about God. You know, God, he was a pivotal point in the Watch community. And it's never, it's never an easy thing like when you lose somebody, man. These people, everybody's special. Everybody's special, man. So to his family, I'll be praying continually. It's not gonna stop because I still pray for God's family, you know what I'm saying? And we lost him last year. But today, y'all, I got Vic. I got a special person in the back, you know what I'm saying? I consider Mr. Fantastic, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, those who know who I call Mr. Fantastic, y'all already know who's waiting. He know who he is. But today we're going to be talking about movements. We're going to be talking about different watches within the watch community, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to kind of clear the air, man. So this is going to be a roundtable moment. You feel what I'm saying? Roundtable moment. So without further ado, let me bring up the infamous. Everybody knows and love this man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to listen. You can't say Invicta watches. You can't say Watch Collector without saying Godfather. What's his name?
There he is.
What's going on?
There
What's
he
going
is.
on?
Mr. OG.
Yeah,
Hey,
the OG of the game, baby.
That's
it's,
right.
it's
We got him.
a
We
pleasure
got
to
him
be
secured.
here with you two guys. I mean, let me tell you, I consider it an honor. You know, a lot of people, like you said, people know who I am and everything like that. But you two, I mean, you guys set the bar high. Okay.
Thank you,
And
sir.
for me, it's an honor to be in your company. Okay.
I appreciate you.
Thank you,
You know
sir.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
It's always dope. We do have another guest that's gonna be coming up, and we're gonna be having a conversation. Seeing that this is a roundtable conversation, let me just let's set the tone real quick because y'all know what's going on, Kayla Mar. Star. What's going on, Kayla Mar? I want to put something to rest a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And kick this around. Godfather, you know, since you've been collecting a long time, and I asked you to come on here because you have knowledge that we don't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I actually talked to Kamon today, and he was telling me what Invicta was yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about the movements and the quality and stuff like that. And that's what I want to get into. I want to talk about that a second. Now, if I drop the link or when I drop the link, anybody that collects watches, I don't care, it doesn't have to be Invicta. It could be Airgun. It could be a daggone Tag Heuer. I don't care what it is. If you collect a watch and you don't think where they going, the direction of where they're going isn't up to your standard, talk about it. Tell me what you're thinking. You know what I'm saying? We're just sharing some stuff. And
Right.
hopefully, whoever you represent, whatever watch company that you represent, hopefully they'll get wind of this and enough people talk about it to where they think like, okay, I've heard multiple CEOs say, I don't care about anything else. I'm more worried about my consumers. I'm worried about the people that buy my product. Is that a fact? We're gonna get into that. We're gonna dig into that. Let me make sure that my other guest hasn't, he's not ready yet. So
Watch it today.
Godfather,
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
I know you. There's people here that don't know you. They like so. K Lamar, they're new. They just got here. And my man Marcus, he was talking about he likes the, what I'm saying, the Magnums and stuff like that.
Hmm.
When you got into Invicta, we know the story about how you got into Invicta, you know what I'm saying? But like when you look at Invicta back then, back in the 90s, what was one of, or the few things, just explain to us what drew you to like buying more?
Well, the very first watch, as everybody knows, was my Pro Diver, the model 8926. Okay. I bought that one specifically because it was an automatic. I had lost one, so I've been looking for one, and everybody was changing the names of the automatics. It used to be called self-winding, and they said, you know what, we're going to start calling it kinetic, and we're going to charge an extra $100 to $200 more for these watches. I'm like, I'm not trying to pay that kind of money. So I got the Invicta, and as most of you guys know, and for those that are new here, my very first Invicta was bought on September 8th, 1991. I remember that day specifically because it was my birthday. And
Nice.
I bought the watch, down in Miami, and I was wearing the watch. I liked the way it felt. I mean, a 40 millimeter, I wasn't into, real big watches back then. So 40 millimeter was a perfect size for me. I liked the way it felt. I liked the way it looked. The timing mechanism on it was good for me. In other words, after a week of wearing it, it didn't lose time. Some watches, hey, you might lose 5-10 minutes, or you might gain 5-10 minutes, within a week's time frame. This one didn't lose time. I said, I like this. I really like the way it looks. I like the way it feels and everything like that. The fact that it had a mineral crystal, which was good because at that time I was still in the military and I needed a crystal on my watch that was going to hold up to the pounding that I knew it was going to be getting.
Mhm.
So wasn't scratch resistant, but it was impact resistant. Okay. So the watch, I still have the watch. It still works. It still has the scratches, dings, and dents in it. And I've had people say, why not get it buffed out? I'm
No.
like, no. Okay. Those dings, those scratches, they hold a memory and they tell a story. So because of this watch, and the way it held up, that's what caused me to continue to go back and buy more Invictus. But I was always selective. So you got some people buy to just buy.
Right.
Okay. And as you guys know, I always say, if it doesn't smack me in the face, okay, I don't care how good it looks, I'm not getting it. And
Yes, sir.
every Invicta that I have over the last 30 years, it reached up, smacked me. There was some that smacked me so hard it knocked me into yesterday. Okay.
Woo.
It's like, bam, yesterday. And like, what was that talking about? Snatch, bring me back. Says, here we are today. What are you going to do now? I guess I'm going to buy you, so.
Yeah. No, you can't touch that watch. It's got to stay as it is, man.
Yeah,
You know what? I
exactly.
appreciate that, Godfather, because as you know, and you're in these chats. Vic and I know Vic is gonna share because Vic got a lot to say. Um, in these chats lately, in the past, I'll say over 2021,
Mm-hmm.
we seen an insurgence of different colorways that Invicta's using. A lot of NH35s, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
what people consider an overuse of the Z60 versus the
Yeah.
8040N. But then, I will even go back as far as 2019 to 2020. You've seen a lot more Z60 used. I think 21, you've seen a lot more 8040Ns, which I
Yep.
thought was pretty
Yep.
awesome
Yep.
being used. But as of lately, there has been such a, like, people are going to war. Like, you got the Warhammers going out on the VD movements, the PC 21s, 23s, and P whatever, the VK movements, anything Seiko Quartz in it. So you got Quartz and Invicta, and you are hearing a lot of negative noise. For
Right.
example, there was a guy, I'm not going to say his name, he asked a question about what watch should I get? Should I get this one over here or should I get this one over here? One was 54 millimeters, the other one was a 52 millimeter, and both of them were loud. They were, and everybody that knows Invicta knows
Right.
Invicta's more than just pro divers in their speedway collection.
Correct.
They got a lot of
Mhm.
wild colors, crazy stuff endorsed with let me see, they got who are they connected with? Jason
Star
Taylor,
Wars.
Shaq,
Yeah.
Star Wars, you know, all of these different people. And the guy asked a simple question: what should I pick? Should I pick this over here? Or should I pick this over here? And it was like, I don't like either one of them. Is trash. The movement that they're using is garbage. They're using a VD53 in this when they should have been using an 8040N. And I was like, yo, he
Nah.
asked the question, which one should he get?
Yeah, he didn't ask
Right.
all that other stuff, you know. And people who bash the movements or bash the watches or bash the companies, you know, one of the questions I always ask is, you know, what is it about it you don't like? Don't tell me it's trash. Okay. Tell me why you believe it is trash. Okay.
Right.
If you can't explain to me why you don't like it, then it's a mute point. Okay. It's not about why it's trash, it's why you don't like it. And don't try to force your opinion on somebody else. You don't like it. And if you have a good reason as to why you don't like it, then that's good for you. Okay. But you don't tell somebody, don't buy it just because you don't like it, because they're not buying it for you.
Right.
They're buying
Okay,
it for themselves.
give me just a second, Godfather. So now we already got, listen, I was waiting for my man to come in, and he is waiting back he's back there. And y'all know this, man. Come on now. I need y'all to give a round of applause for the man, the myth, the legend. He got his own show. You know what I'm saying? It is John Gang, Gangy, baby. What's going on? Wow.
What's going on, John?
There
I
he
don't
is.
deserve any.
Ding, 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 ding,
There,
ding.
there he is. We got a headache.
Gang.
Oh my God! Thank you very much.
Hey, bro.
It's all good.
Hey, welcome,
What's up,
welcome, bro.
Godfather? It's
Hey,
been a
what's going
minute.
on, man?
Not much. What's going on,
Look,
Vic?
Well, I'm just
I got
having a beer,
some
had a
straight
bad day
heavy
at work,
hitters in here.
getting ready for this.
So Vic,
Yeah.
let me ask you, bro. And this is a you can attack it either way you want to, bro. You can attack movement and the look of your watch. So right now, you know,
Mhm.
one of the comments is, hey, Invicta's using some trash movements. Second, Invicta's making some outlandish, just crazy off the scale watches. Why do you like that? How does that make you feel?
Well, let's see. I got to keep my work aggravation out of it because it's been bad, but
I got to treat.
it irritates me. It bothers me. You know, I'm going to show a watch that I wore yesterday that's got a VD movement in it.
Okay.
Okay. This puppy Magnum,
Gotcha.
to some, because of the movement, is considered a piece of crap because it's got a VD53 movement in it. Okay. I haven't worn this watch. I think yesterday was the first time in 2 months. The only thing I had to adjust on it was the date. Okay, that's this one. This watch here, all Swiss made, Pro Diver, model number 33477 with a movement X30, which I never heard of, but it's all Swiss made. It's off by 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's this one. This other watch I wore the other day, my Master Calendar, I think it's a specialty.
Yeah, especially.
Okay, right? Now, I haven't worn this one in a hot minute either. The only thing I had to adjust on this was the date. Perfect time. What are you telling me? I shouldn't buy this watch, this beautiful Magnum. Now, look, I know it's beautiful. It's a Magnum, so let's get that out of the way. But I can't buy this watch because of the VD movement's a piece of crap.
Nah.
When I haven't have to adjust it in 2 months.
It's not a crap movement though.
You know,
No,
but to a lot of people, it is. Now, to talk about, you know, styles and stuff like that, this is getting killed, this Magnum Tria. Okay, you don't like it, that's fine. But because you don't like it, that doesn't mean I don't have to like it.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And you got a comment, bro. It said Magnum stand up.
Thank you. But you know what I mean? I mean, look, is this for everybody? No.
It's not
Is it
going
for
to be.
me? 100% it's for me.
Mhm.
Okay? And
And
it's got a
that's what it's
Z60, and it's got a Z60 movement in it. And what time is it now? 6:45.
Yeah.
It's off by a minute. So I mean, so what are we talking about now? If we want those vintage movements, now look, Kamon's got a collection. Now, when I first saw him and he opened up that collection,
Mm-hmm.
you're blown back by his collection. Okay,
Yeah.
everything that man had that he brought to that yacht store, amazing. Okay, now I'm a watch collector. I think I kind of have an idea what I'm saying when it comes to movements and stuff. I wouldn't know what was in those watches if he didn't tell me what was in those watches. I
Right.
wouldn't know which one was a Valjoux or which one wasn't a Valjoux. Who cares? If that's what makes you happy, if that's the movement you want in your watch, and you want Invicta to come back with that movement, that train's left the station. You're going to be waiting at the station a long
Right.
time. That
That's
train's pulled out. It's never coming back. They may surprise you, surprise everyone who wants that movement, that it may come back. It's not coming back. So what are you supposed to do? I mean, we all have, okay, Bold Zeus. It's got a 50-40N in it. I had to adjust this morning before I put it on.
Yeah.
But again, as long as it keeps time on this wrist for today, it's 6:46. It's 6:46, right on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? My
You wanna
apologies.
wear-
Before I get into the comments, I didn't do a wristwatch check, man. Which y'all,
Yeah.
I see what you rocking. I got the Man of War, you know what I'm saying, bridge movement. Uh-oh, somebody got to go get their watch.
So I
Well,
guess
I had to take it off.
nice,
Okay.
Jeff.
Ooh, yeah, you already know I like that, boy. You already know I like that.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
So-
I do want to get to Cool, Calm, and Collected. My brother said people collect for many different reasons. We all don't have to have the same reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Who wants to tackle that comment? Who wants to tackle that comment?
Victor's right. I mean, look. I mean, look. Movement for me. We all have multiple watches in our collection. There isn't any person of the collector groups that or people that are watching us. We all have over 100 pieces. Okay, even if you have 50, you're not wearing that same watch. Maybe you're wearing it for a couple of days or whatever, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I wore this watch for the first time in a minute. I don't know when's the next time I'm going to wear this watch.
Mm-hmm.
So my point being is, if you prefer a Salida or whatever movement, God bless you. That doesn't mean you have to attack this because it's a VD movement. You know what I'm saying?
You buy a watch just like you buy anything. Okay, the first thing that attracts you to the watch is not the movement; it's the aesthetics of the watch. It's what it looks
Right.
like. Okay,
Right.
you when I walked into the store and I bought that Invicta, what attracted me to it was the way it looked. Okay, and then the second thing was it was an automatic. Not that it had a Miyota, automatic movement. It was an automatic. Yeah. Oh, now it's got a Miyota. Okay. Hey, 30 years ago, I'm like, Miyota, Seiko, whatever. Does it keep time? Yeah, it keeps time. But then I started learning about the movements, but the movement doesn't cause me to buy the watch. The way the watch looks and the way the watch feels on my wrist is what's going to attract me first to the watch. The movement for me is secondary.
Right. For me too.
Cliff
I mean,
says you buy what you like and have because you're the one paying for it. Yeah, I agree with you, bro.
Now I will say, and then I'll move on. I'll let someone else get in, because I can go quite a bit with movement. Trying to compare a VD53 movement, an X30 movement to a Valgrange or a Valjoux, that's like me trying to compare my Hyundai to a Ferrari. There's no comparison. You can't compare the two cars. But you know what? My car gonna get me there. Might be a little bit slower getting there, but my car is gonna get me there just as much as your Ferrari is gonna get you there. Maybe not.
The clock on your Ferrari and the clock on your Hyundai will have the same time on it. I guarantee.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So love your watch. At the end of the day, if you love a watch, don't let the movement stop you from buying that watch, because most of us are going to wear the watch one, except for Sardisi's comment. She rotates her 180 instead of 8. So,
Right.
yeah, but you know what I mean? It's just, it gets tiring. It gets tiring to hear about the movements.
Let me see. Just Gearhead says we have phones that tell us the most accurate time. Your watch is an extension of you. I like that comment because Godfather said it best. It has to slap him in his face before he purchases a watch. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you know Godfather, he does have a lot of pro divers in his collection. So he's like, okay, you know what type of collector he is. So if he has an expo, you can see, okay, when you talk to Godfather, you can look at God. Okay, I tell you what, they've been saying this meme. Tell me something about you without opening your mouth. Put Godfather's collection down there, get to know him. You like, okay, this makes sense why he collects the way he do. And that's point blank, period. I love that comment. Thank you. You see, there's no accounting for personal taste. To each his own. Invicta is not for me, but I did buy 3 value 7750 Invicta to just take the movement out and build a better watch.
Wow. Holden, I want to talk to you, bro. I've been trying to do that for a long time, man. I would have bought that SW200 last night just to do that, man. I need to talk to you. There's some things I need to learn.
I promise that. Listen, I love that comment, bro.
Well done, Holden.
That's a good one, man.
Yes. I was talking about that before.
He said, rest in peace, Val Grange. Hey, look, and I know he has, so the other Vic has some great watches in his collection. And for me, I bought solely off because it was on sale, look good. It was on sale, look good. I didn't care. I didn't know what was in it. And then I found out that I bought a, what was it? I bought a bigger watch. It was a 52 millimeter and it had an it had a PC23 in it, right? Mm-hmm. And when I went to change the battery, I looked, I said, why do they have this little bitty movement for such a big watch? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even, you know how they got the plastic clamp over it to keep it? Yeah. That wasn't even over it. And then I looked at another watch. I said, okay, Invicta forgot to put the little plastic thing in there because I wonder why, like, my stem got bent because its movement is going all over the place. They don't have I was talking about hot mad, but I'm like, yo, I don't know why, for the life of me, why didn't they just put a GMT in all of them? You know what I'm saying? So, hold on, let me get into. I want to make sure I get everybody's comments read.
I mean, it's good. Everyone's got their feel on movement and stuff like that. You know, and that's great. I mean, but if I went on strictly movement, I wouldn't have half the watches I have in my collection.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Kyle said I'm a new collector, and I can tell you my first thought on a watch is, ooh, that looks hot. Everything else is a bonus. And, you know, congratulations to Kyle. He made it a full year being a watch collector in this Invicta community. He just went a year. So, you know what I'm saying? You could take the train. Well, you know what? Them training wheels going a long time ago because that man bought like 7 watches last year.
Exactly. Kyle's been growing up.
The movement is equally important to me.
And that's fine, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's, you know what, that was one of the purposes of me having this show is because I wanted to get because I hear from Vic, I hear from like pockets of people, but I wanted to get an overall because it has been going down on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally look, and I didn't know this, but was that Club Invicta got like 20,000 people that's like sub to them or like members, whatever you want to call them. And I heard a YouTuber say this. He said, there's nobody really collecting Invicta watches. And I'm like, where have you been at, bro? Like, you must have been on a rock, man. There's thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of Invicta collectors out here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, bro, now I can tell you one of the things, and I know Kimon couldn't be here tonight because he's out there working, he's protecting the streets and stuff like that. But the biggest thing he said was, like, as a collector for him is he knew the history of Invicta. He knew that they put out such a like exquisite watch, you know what I'm saying? For like not as much as everybody else. Matter of fact, here, I'll show you. This isn't an older one, but this one has an R150 in it. You know what I'm saying? And I do have one of the Valjoux that's sitting over here, ticking away. That was an old school. This is an older one, but you don't see that as often. You see a lot of the bigger, the bulkier, the gaudier, the brightest, all these other watches, and then they go and put the newer movements, or I guess the VD movements in it. But for somebody like Kimon or like Godfather's, like, hey, you know what? It would be nice if Invicta would have a line that's primarily suited just for those people that like to collect the movements. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see why you wouldn't, but everybody else is buying them watches now, so they found their post. That was the word he used. They found their post. So why would Invicta go back to trying to put it like keep up with the standards of having a Swiss made watch? You know what I'm saying? Because it is. It Godfather remind me, was it a 60% of the watch has to be Swiss made?
62.
62? Okay, 62% of the watch. So I do imagine that that's a pretty penny for Invicta to do. You know what I'm saying? If they was like, hey, let's just put all Swiss movements out. And what if they don't sell them? What if they don't sell them all? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is the old Jason Taylor I got, right? This got an NH35 in it. What if, would you buy this if Invicta start putting Salida 200s in it? Or COSC certified Salida? You know what I'm saying? Would you buy this watch? Some people may. I'm pretty sure some people will. But maybe not enough for them to get a profit. Because everybody don't like Jason Taylor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I'm not a Miami fan.
And for me, it's going to be, depending on the price. I mean, I have that same watch, NH35. Hey, I'm happy with the NH35. NH35 is a workhorse. Okay, it's been around for a long time, and it's a proven movement. Now, there won't be a lot of people out there that be like, I don't like the NH35 because they're overplaying it. Okay, again, that's not a reason why not to like something. Why? What about it don't you like? Just because they're using it too much. Hey, in my opinion, Chevy's making too many cars. Does that mean don't go out and buy a Chevy?
Right. But I mean, but carrying on what you're saying, I mean, what do you want them to use in place of it? Right now, in my business, back orders and parts availability is insane. Insane. So, I'm not saying that look, I would love to have some of those watches. I came into the game too late. So for me, that bus is, like I said, that bus is up to state, Detroit, whatever, is gone. So I have to be, movements for me, as long as the watch runs when I have it on. Look, the watches have whatever. I don't buy these watches to buy and resell. So for me, it doesn't matter what movement's in the watch, because I'm not going to resell these things. I'm not going to say, oh, I got this watch here. They don't make it anymore. Who wants it? It's got this movement, blah, blah, blah. That's not me. No. So I don't care. It's not going to stop me from buying anything.
So Holden was talking about how quartz watches pretty much don't have any value, as far as horology is concerned. And the only thing I would say or add to that is the only history they do have is how they destroy the mechanical watch. You know what I'm saying?
They did.
I love the winding the watch up and just I put it up to my ear just to hear the thing hum. Each one has a different sound to it. I don't know about y'all. That I get a kick out. I used to do my grandfather's. He had a tourbillon pocket watch, which my mom has right now. And I used to love listening to that thing just hum, the little tick noise. And my mom. So I agree with you on that. Now the crazy thing is, I do have a quartz watch, and this right here, God tier, played a pivotal role in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because when I joined the military, dude, that's all I wore was Casios, because you could beat the brakes off of these things, man. And if you broke it, if it didn't work anymore, it was $20. You could just take it and pitch it and go buy another one. It wasn't even worried about it.
Right.
I don't even think I can't. And then the batteries last forever. I still got it, which I'm doing a whole segment on this watch. But John, in lieu of what we're talking about,
yes, sir.
Is Kenny on here?
Yep.
In lieu of what we're talking about, I know you had a bigger gripe, or another gripe, which is Invicta just brought back Imperius.
Mhm.
And when they launched it, let's go back to June of 2021. There wasn't any announcement. All I know is they dropped the X-Wing, Imperius X-Wing. They were $199 and they sold out overnight. Sold out like completely. You know, by the time I got wind of it, they were gone.
And
Done.
now I'm wondering what was in those though.
I don't know. And
I
it's
know.
like, and see the thing
There-
about it, unless you were one of those ones that bought it back then,
No.
I would ask you if somebody's in here right now and they bought one of those, man, let us know. Put it in the chat, or if you want to come up, you can.
It
But
was $199. I know that.
John, how the history of Imperius, man? Like I know I asked you
Yeah.
to share your experience with it, so go ahead. You got the floor, bro.
Well, I'm not a movement snob per se. However, when I'm an aesthetic guy too. I'm a creative, so I appreciate, even when Invicta gets it wrong in my mind, I still appreciate their creativity, their ingenuity, and all that stuff. And they're at least trying to do something, whether it hits the mark or not. But who's to say? Because a lot of the stuff that everybody, as far as I was seeing, was saying that they didn't like, ends up selling out. So whether the amount, like that football watch, everybody was killing it. There was very few people that I saw that were liking it, and it sold out. So
Right.
I mean, I don't know if they didn't bring in a whole lot of them or what it was, but whatever. I mean, it sold out. So to each his own. I don't care. I just appreciated the try.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I actually thought, and I said it before, I actually thought it would have made a cooler pocket watch for me. But
Mm.
Hey,
um
Clip said pro divers are gods here.
And I got a lot of those then.
yeah,
Well, that's what they call you, the Godfather. So
exactly.
Right.
So when I stumbled onto Imperius, I actually did not even consider it when I first stumbled upon it. Then I actually found some little snippets of things of what they did and how they did it. So they were actually set up as like a boutique kind of watch company, and they based it on the quality of the watch and the handmadeness, and they didn't put out a whole bunch of they didn't create thousands upon thousands of watches. If you know the line, it starts, I think, at either 0, or I think it starts at 1001, and it goes up, I believe, to 1099, although I don't know what the 99th piece is, and that's where it ended. And so they only did 100 watches, and they only, as far as I know, they only did 2 limited editions. So you talk about limited editions, they limited edition their limited editions. And one of them was only 32 of them made. The other one was 320, and both of them were the Jamal Anderson X-Wings. So
Right.
the one with diamonds, I had 32, and the one without diamonds, they did 320. I fortunately was able to get the one without the diamonds. I'm still trying to get one of the diamond pieces, but the people that have them don't want to give them up right now, and I don't blame them. I
Yeah.
mean, they're historical as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So
Fats made a comment. I want to just get his comment real quick. I agree with you, Fats, man, because like when you wear some of these watches out in the street, people do acknowledge that. So
yeah,
when you like, and they don't ask you what movement you got in there. It's like, hey,
Right.
does that
Right.
watch have a P4 9932? No, like they're like, yo, that watch is dope. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I get that quite a bit in my you know, with my customer relations. You know, everyone's got something to say about the
Right.
style, look of the watch. So, but
So
no one
the
tells
way-
me what's in that watch. You know,
Hey, Vic said your phone battery will die before your Val's U7750 will.
yeah.
That is a
yeah,
stout movement.
you're right.
So
Now,
so
hey
when
John,
what?
so I know you got some watches, man. I want you to show some people this style, this Imperius style that you got.
Yes, I will. But let me just finish up quick. So when Imperius was doing their watches, they typically only used 5 movements, and they used the 50-40, the 80-40, the SW2 and the SW5, and the Valjoux 7750. That was it. That's how they were built. Now, when Invicta came along, what Invicta did was Invicta took some of their quality standards, Imperius's quality standards, and they added it to their line. And what Imperius did was Imperius used some of Invicta's techniques of making watches quicker rather than slower. They incorporated the speed of Invicta, right? And Invicta incorporated the quality of Imperius. And then the two finally just said, and it's all Invicta now.
Yeah.
So
What's going on, sis?
So when I want to see an Imperius, when I think of Imperius, I think of those 5 movements, and that's what I want in my Imperius. Other than that, I'm not a movement snob. Other than that.
So
that's
let's
where my
see.
beef lands. But it's
Now,
not even really a beef. I'm just not going to buy them.
Right.
Although
I do think though, John, I do think they got them out because people were, wanted these watches to come out. I think in time you might see those because those movements are still available, correct?
Yeah.
They have those movements available to them, which is why I'm
right. So I think in time you'll see them with those movements back in there.
Yeah.
I think Imperius was just such a hot, people still value them as you do. And I want to get I have one that you gratefully gave us, and it's fantastic. I think in time they will bring those movements in.
I hope so. Yes.
That's what I think. I think this was like the wet your whistle a little bit, taste, here, taste this a little bit, just a little bit to wet your whistle. Where we're coming back with Imperius. That's my, my take on that.
Yeah.
And I'm not really against the Z60. I think I'm just kind of tired of it. Really, I actually rather see the VD 55 or whatever, 53, whatever it is.
They do got a 55. They got a VK. They got I didn't know this was
the 56 has the day and the date, right? And the 55 doesn't. And it's just right. Yeah. I'd actually like to see the VD 56 more. Is really what I'd like to see. Because they're workhorses. I think they're good movements. I don't think they're horrible. I don't think they're the best, but I think they're a good movement.
Right.
What's
I
up, Tommy?
I apologize for eating in between, but dinner's ready. So
no, bro, you good. Hey, you know what? I was looking this up, right? This got a VD 31 in it. And I was looking across of it. Then I came across Tag Heuer has a watch that looks like this is just square. The Monaco. Oh, let me see. I think I got a picture of it too. So y'all see that?
Yeah.
That's the Tag Heuer. And you see that? You see how they got the dial is set up? This just round. So I know Invicta somebody was inspired by some of these pieces that's coming out, man. It's just, I think one of the things that Invicta, like when they get fired upon by the watch community, they're talking about, hey, you got these watches, even if you got a homage piece, you're putting a movement in there that's less than what the piece should be. Godfather, let me ask you this. On Pro Divers, the 1953. Now,
I have one.
I know you. How many colors? Do you have one or just you got multiple?
Of the 1953, I have one.
One, okay. Let me ask you this. Personal, would you, I know that has the NH35 in it. On the 1953, would you have much rather seen a Salida or R150 in it versus the NH35?
To be honest, it really wouldn't have mattered.
Wouldn't matter? Okay.
Wouldn't have mattered to me, if they, put in a Salida movement in there, or a Valjoux movement. If they put in one of the higher up movements, then my opinion, they would need to turn the watch into a reserve to make it higher quality. Okay. But the NH35, now, if they really wanted to say, slap me a little bit harder when I bought the watch, they could have put in NH36, which would have been the day and date.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. That would have slapped me a little bit harder because of that feature. I love the day and the date.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I just wore a watch with that movement in it.
Yeah.
I love any kind of gadgetration you put on that watch. I do.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
So you do that, And I mean, to me, the NH36, in my opinion, would be a little bit more impressive on the watch than a
Oh yeah.
Solita SW200. Nothing wrong with the SW200, okay?
Right.
But there might not be people out there who can afford that price tag.
Right.
Now, people out there who's looking for the movement, hey, here's an SW200, but then they might not buy it because they don't like the aesthetics of the watch.
You know
So,
what? And let me add this. There are YouTubers here that's on this platform that talk about. There's one guy that follows Rolex a lot. Another, you have your Seiko fan club. What I never hear, hardly ever, is the cost of maintaining these watches. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
let's say, for instance, I'm a new collector. I get to watch it, and because, hey, I just saw Trap and Godfather talk about this Valjoux. I heard, Vic talk about this movement. Crap, let me go try to get this, because in the beginning he said that train left the station. Invicta had made all these nice premier pieces, which a lot of you guys have in your collection, but you
Right.
can still buy them on eBay. So let's say, for instance, you buy the watch, you get it, and you set the date at like 10 o'clock, right? On the Valjoux. You set it at 10 o'clock. You snap it down and you like, hey, it's not working. What happened? I set the time and date. What's going on? You don't realize that you just ruined your movement. They don't explain that to you, that it's a cost and there's a way to set this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, nobody instructed you. And I've heard this from a YouTuber. Like, well, who buys a watch without reading the instructions? A lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
There's a lot of people that just,
I do. I don't buy a watch
Who
for
buys
instructions.
everything without reading the instructions? I do.
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's like you didn't tell him to set it between certain times, you know what I'm saying, to get this watch. You didn't tell him that, you know what, you may want to get this watch serviced every 3 to 4 years just to keep it oiled and stuff like that. And they like, I mean, especially those that collect Invicta watches, nobody on this panel right now got less than 10 watches in their collection. Nobody. You're not on the panel.
Oh.
Yeah, come on
So,
the panel if you like.
yeah, come on the panel if you like. Let me see. No more batteries for me. As long as it's automatic, I'm cool from NH35 all the way up to 7750. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's a good way to go. I mean,
Yeah, I'm leaning, moving away from quartz watches now. I got quite a few of them, but lately I've been leaning more towards the automatics because I'm tired of changing batteries and stuff like that.
I'm done.
However, if I find a quartz watch that smacks the heck out of me, okay, it's getting bought.
Yeah.
Okay, it will get bought.
I feel you. I feel you. What's going on? Meet now in the building. Just want to go through.
What's up, 6%?
We got 6%. We got 757 in the building, well represented. Let's see. Y'all bogus for that video, DC and Trap. I don't know what you talking about. Hey man, we talking about watches right now. We ain't talking about nothing.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Free meat.
When limited editions are really limited. Now, okay, you know what, bro? I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about that. Now, I know a lot of you guys saw when I dropped this watch. All right, this piece right here. This is a number limit. It's 172 out of 300, which is pretty decent, right? The only problem I had, I told you, the only problem I had is the fact that when Invicta made it, they used ink on the back instead of having it engraved.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I'm like, look, why, man? I don't want the ink, because the ink always rub off, because I went, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they anticipate you. Well, I know like it's cost effective, but don't that make it limited? You know what I'm saying? If people, I mean, I'll pay the extra money.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Because
it should be etched. It should
I think
be etched.
AL put out, what was it, 2 years ago? AL put out one of the most expensive watches that he's had, and that was that tobacco specialty with all the diamonds in it. That watch was like $9,000. Like, that was one of the most expensive. He retailed it at 23,000, so people wouldn't buy it, I guess. But until it was ready. But I'm like, yo, if you say limited, special, whatever the case is, I'm not looking. I don't want to see the potato chip style clasp on it,
No.
which I don't. Which I'm surprised. Like when I looked at a actual Rolex and I seen that they got Rolex stamped in there, and I'm like, I still don't like that clasp.
No.
And I just gave you 10 grand for that. I do not want that clasp, bro.
Right.
Especially that kind of money. No, sir.
Yeah, and then you're going to spend with a Rolex. You're going to spend about $1,000 to $1,200 just to send it in to get serviced. You
Yeah.
know?
What's up,
Oh, yeah.
Uniquely Lavish?
Now, I have,
Period.
like I said, my very first Invicta. That's this one right here.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Nice. Look at that.
that is 8926. This thing is 30. Well, come September of this year, it will be 31 years old.
Mm.
This watch has never been serviced,
Wow.
and it's still keeping time. Okay, what is it? 7:15 is 7:15.
715. Yes, sir.
And this thing stays on my watch winder. All right,
Wow.
so
Okay.
it'll wind in one direction for about 30 minutes, wind in the other direction for about 30 minutes, then sits for about an hour, and then it goes through the whole process. And at the end of 24 hours, it sits for 2 days, and then it starts up again.
Wow. Cool.
Okay, but I have never sent this watch in to get service. So, I mean, you will have some watches you might have to send in. Other watches, you just get lucky. 31 years,
Yeah, that's impressive.
never been serviced. And I mean, I keep it wound, okay, because this watch is precious to me.
Right.
So I keep it moving and everything like that there. Never had an issue with this thing. So,
That's
Thank you.
good.
What's up, Rochelle? How you doing? Thanks for being here.
But
I just want to get through. And Godfather, I know some other collectors that have what's up, Ad? I know some other collectors that got pro divers, not as long as yours, but been having it for like 15 years and like no problem.
yeah.
I have a pro diver in there right now.
Godfather, I heard a lot of people don't have anything as long as yours. That's what I'm hearing.
Godfather's the OG.
Wait a minute, I'm
Not 9
sorry. It's
o'clock.
not 9 o'clock yet. My bad.
It's not 9
No,
o'clock.
no.
You breaking the 9 o'clock rule. I'm gonna put
Hey,
you
Yeah,
in
John.
timeout.
What are you doing?
There might be kids out there, all right?
I'm just trying to uplift Godfather. That's all I'm trying to do.
Now, there might be some people out there who have got an Invicta around the same time that I didn't know what it was, so they were not a collector. I've been an Invicta collector since 1991. Ever since I bought the first Invicta, when I went back that week and bought a couple of more, I became an Invicta collector. In my mind, I was an Invicta collector because
Wish.
I've collected watches for years.
Mm.
Okay, but I've been an Invicta collector since they came back, to my knowledge in 1991. So
Okay.
there was still other watches out there before that. People may have got. I think Bob Cohen might have a watch, an Invicta from like the 80s or something like that there, but he didn't consider himself a Invicta collector. I think until like 2006 or something like that. So.
And see, I missed out on that. I missed out on that era, So all I got is
Yeah, me too.
like story from you
Most of the
guys
time.
what Invicta was.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Philly? Jay Jones in the building.
What did you say? I missed it.
Brown and Beachy in here? What Brown and Beachy at?
BJ.
Hold on, I'm gonna get to you.
Yeah.
One of the best things a new collector can do for himself is to buy a decent repair kit and watch videos on link removals and battery changes, which that's when you need to go over to Tommy Big Time.
Well said.
Go to Tommy Big Time. Look, when we saying Big Time Gang, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag Big Time Gang, like that will direct you straight back to them. Like I know Invicta Ryan has a video that's like 8 years old or something like that. There's a number. There's no excuse. There's too many resources on YouTube. I thank you for dropping that. So if you were new here, what's going on, Prince Daniels? If you new here and you are getting into watches or watch collecting, you want to know where do I start? I can tell you this. I'm not going to direct you into one particular genre of watches, but I will say Invicta has started many conversations. It has started a lot of collectors on their path to all the way up to Patek Philippe. And I know that for real, for real.
Right. Now,
So
I will say now, when Invicta first came out, way back when, I think their idea, their thought was, let's be that Swiss watch company for the average guy or girl.
Right. Right.
Okay, that's what I think. I said, I mean, I could be 100% wrong on that, but that's what I feel that they, this was made for the. That's maybe we're going to make a Swiss watch. We're going to price it $300-400 lower than this watch. Let's see
Mhm.
what happens.
Yeah.
And I think it's stuck to this day. I mean, but I think the name Invicta gets so much flack from almost everybody if they make a homage watch.
Yeah.
Okay, we could stop right there. Trap got a watch that DK gave. I don't remember the name of it. That kind of looks like the Akula, kind of looks like the AP,
Yeah.
and no problem, right? No problems. And Victor comes out with the Akula. That's garbage. That's a homage watch. They can't make their own designs. It's that kind of flack that bothers me because almost all the underlying watch manufacturers, there you go,
Mhm.
will make
Not
a watch.
almost. They all do it. They
Right.
all do it.
Yeah.
So why so much flack on Invicta? That's been around. I don't care what they were around for, but they were around since
I'm glad you said
1837.
that, bro.
Just haters. That's all.
And Drayson, I do agree with you. I know Invicta used to make watch winders. I don't know why they don't anymore. That would be nice. So if there's an Invicta representative that's watching this, the thing I got over there, yeah, for the thing, yeah, for the watches to keep them around. Would you just listen to Godfather? Just say he keeps his on the watch. 30 seconds. I mean, 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes other way.
I don't even have to.
Just would you? Are you watching somebody else while I'm on?
Yes,
Was she watching somebody else? She's not watching the show?
Yeah. You see the
Come on,
betrayal?
DC. Come on.
How dare she disrespect the Godfather by
Come
watching
on.
somebody else when the Godfather is on Chop's show?
Somebody's got a phone call after this.
Man.
Oh,
She is her own woman for show.
So look,
hey, Mom.
where come on at, man?
Hey, Morgan.
Hey, come
What's
on.
up, Morgan? Listen, I've learned so much from this community. It's nice that I can message anyone, ask questions, and learn how to take care of my collection and learn so much. Yes, you can in this thing. You definitely gonna find out.
I need that guy from before to call me, man. I want to talk to that guy.
Hey,
So Deidre and them said they got to watch Winder from AL.
hey, Trap, Camone said that he had a few of those Invicta winders and they were garbage. So maybe that's why.
Yankee want to talk to the Holden. What's his name?
Holden?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
No, I mean offline. I want to learn how to do some.
Is he still here?
Is he still here?
Magic, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, I will say that
I have
Invicta
typically
has
it
some
have
of
to do
the
with
most original designs that I've seen, out of all the other watch companies. Come on, the Magnum. I don't see, at least I personally have not seen that style watch from any other company.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100%.
Okay,
But
you know what?
The X-Wing too.
Bro,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you something. Now, I think what really sparked a lot of this going back and forth, Kenny, I don't know if you're still in here, man. Kenny has been on fire with his tongue about his thoughts on the movements and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Kenny dropped one of his Grail Invictas in a group, I think it's a Great Market group. And of course it's a homage. And if I'm not mistaken, Kenny, if you're still in here, I don't know if it was the one with jewels around it, but they was like, hey, that Invicta junk is garbage, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm going to show you something. This Pagani piece that I got, right? I looked this up online today, and Rolex has one. That lady, I don't know what this lady's name is. She's into sports cars and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And she has a Rolex Rainbow. She paid $280,000 for that watch. But I looked up the actual value for this watch today. And this watch is hitting at like $356,000. So she made a profit, right? If she wants to sell that watch, she can do it. Her Patek, she got 2 Pateks that she can sell because they don't make them anymore.
Mhm.
And she made a profit on them. She paid 90,000 for one. She can actually get 160 grand for it. But this is what I'm saying. When you are a collector of Invicta, Aragon, or anything that's like anything under $500,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting it because, for the most part, and I'm speaking for people like me, you're getting it because you like it. You didn't
Yeah.
buy it and say, hey, I bought this Pagani because maybe one day, instead of me getting, I can get $300 for this watch in the future.
Right.
I didn't buy
Yeah.
it for that. I
No.
bought it because I like the bezel. It got the little jewels around it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, what Nightwing say, he said it best, man. I saw it, I liked it, I bought it. Or I liked it, I saw it, I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't see what the whole argument could be at
No.
times.
There is no argument,
I
man. I
don't
mean,
think
look,
any of
go ahead,
us,
Jeff.
you know, in this group, I don't think any of us in this group are buying our watches for, you know, making a profit. We're buying our watches because it is something that we like. I like that. I like the way it looks. Let me get that for myself. I'm not saying, ooh, I like that watch. Let me get it in a year. It's going to be worth 3 times the value, and then let me sell it. That's not what I'm saying. You know, and I don't think any of us in this group or in this community are saying that.
Right.
No.
We're not.
Yeah.
Sean John. What's up, Sean John? Thanks for being here.
And that's the difference, though. You know, we
Yeah.
don't bash the other product, the other
Right.
groups. We don't. We say,
No.
you know what? We welcome you in. When we have
Yeah.
a battle, okay, we have our watch battles. Trap tells everybody, I don't care what you have. Rolex,
Yeah.
come on in. We're not going to turn away from you and say, oh, that's garbage.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
that's an elite watch. We don't want that in this group. That's the
Yeah.
difference. That's the difference with this group compared to any other group.
I mean, that's
And that gets annoying too.
yeah.
There you go. Look at that. I'll give you 127.38 for that watch right now.
I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when.
Look. Give me an extra penny. This pocket watch was made in Switzerland, okay? So give me an extra penny, you know?
Right.
All right.
Okay. Now, this is one of my oldest pocket watches, okay? Mechanical movement, you know? Swiss made, got this thing. This was given to me by the godfather of my neighborhood in Brooklyn. Okay, when they started calling me Little Godfather, he turned around and gave me this watch because I had a toy pocket watch. He said, "No, we got to get rid of that toy," and gave me this watch here.
That's awesome.
You still have it.
And I still have it, and it's mechanical. It's, you know, you got to wind it up, and it still works. Matter of fact, if you look at it, you see the second hand is moving.
That's impressive.
Great story.
Hey, I got a comment right here. Rolex has watches they call the Batman, the Batgirl, the Hulk, Smurf, but when Invicta makes these character watches, and those Rolex people make fun of Invicta.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up because guess what? I have the Joker, right? No other watch company. No, I'll take that back. There are other watch companies that make these watches. There is one Joker watch that I saw online. It's Swiss made, and that watch was going for like $1,800. And there were comments like, "Hey, this is a masterful watch." And Invicta did the same thing. I'm talking about that little wicked smile. And I was like, wait a minute.
Please.
How was it that Invicta made a watch similar to this Swiss made monster, which it was a 42 millimeter. I think it was a nice watch, honestly. And Invicta got flat. And it comes down to somebody at one point in time said Invicta MSRP is misleading. It takes you and make you think that this watch is worth $3,000, but they'll sell it for $250. And I'm like, wait a minute. Let's go back in time, back in the 1800s, when this watchmaker said, I want to make a watch that everybody can purchase. Because, like, dude, hold on, what beat you commented?
Look at Victor Carla's last comment. The first half is tremendous, but the second half is like, what?
Is that Joker a limited edition?
Oh, before we go into that, hold up.
I wonder who has the first one.
Yeah.
Hey, let's give it up for Brown and Beachy, man. She got a boat watch. She said, thanks for the tip. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Welcome,
Yo,
welcome.
welcome to the family. You feel me?
This
So
pizza
let
is
me.
good, by the way. Janet made
Dave
it.
said he just paid $250 for service Salida 200. Woo!
Yeah.
That's a whole watch. I could
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
You will.
I'm just happy to know you guys. Although I only have 8 pieces, you guys could never make.
Man, look. Tell him get over in the corner with DC with them
Oh
8
my
pieces. All right?
Please.
God! Why did you
8
point to
pieces.
that comment, bro? Like,
Yeah,
bro,
he better
stop
put
it.
a 2 in front of it and a 9 at the end, okay?
Right. Hey, what's up, Dale? What's good? Hey, man, I'm done.
What up, Dale?
Hey, Dale. Man, Victor's funny.
How many of them
I'll
Joker
tell you.
watches did they make?
How many what?
Was it a trap? Is
Oh,
that one labeled at 3,000 or 4,000?
4,000. She said,
Yeah.
"Oh, hey, take your class back. Beachy didn't get no watch.
Yeah,
Give me
good
my
job.
class back. Give me my class. No, that's cool. That's dope. That's dope.
Yes.
Good
the
job.
other
Good
day,
job.
We're supposed to get more.
What's up,
today.
Beachy? Brown and
What,
Beachy.
Snow? Yeah, see, you misleading me right now. My executive producer is misleading me.
I will send you a
Uh-oh.
watch.
But she said she got a boat. I thought she was
Got the
talking about a
car-
watch.
got the car jumper.
She got the car jumper.
All
Dang.
right,
Okay.
and if she didn't get a watch, I'll send her a watch.
Hey, you know what? That is one of the goals this year,
Jerry,
y'all.
say here we got 10 watches.
Jerry got 10 watches. Jerry who?
Jerry,
Oh,
Smith?
please. Oh, Paul,
Jerry
here's
Smith?
JJ now. Here's JJ with his
Mr.
10.
Router?
Jerry McBride? You talking about Jerry McBride? You want to
Janet
talk
said,
about?
I need a new router?
Janet said 10 on each wrist.
Yeah. And then he turned around and expanded the bands and put 10 on each leg.
Right. They was just talking about Shaquille O'Neal doing a collab with Invicta was trash, but he did a collab with Royal Low. Yeah, you know he did, and
Yeah.
I know he made a comment about that. He said the
Don't be
watches
saying that
didn't
with the
fit
Shaq
him.
X-Wing dropping tonight.
Yeah,
You buying it? You buying it?
Come on, Vic.
Which X-Wing?
What are you talking
The
about?
Shack.
it's a Shaq
Oh, I
X-Wing.
already picked that up. I picked that up like last week when I had a good coupon. Was it last week or the week before? I got it in the silver and blue.
Oh, you didn't waste no time.
No.
What, the Shaq X-Wing?
Oh, no.
No, it's brand new,
the
Jeff.
Shaq Man of War. I got the Shaq Man of War.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a brand new X-Wing.
The Shaq
Yeah.
X-Wing is coming out. They made it bigger. It's 58.
Yeah.
58 millimeter.
Somebody was saying that that Ryan Johnson said that the 58 is misleading. So I will see how they're going to measure it tonight.
Well,
so.
not for nothing. The 46, 47 is misleading because it is a little. It shows bigger on your wrist.
Yeah,
Right.
the
I
40,
love it.
Hey,
yeah,
y'all,
the
listen
X-Wing
to
one's the 46. That's 46 on the bezel. If
Right.
you turn around and measure the bracelet, you're coming up to about 52.
Hey
Yeah.
man, Dale said I've been collecting for about 8 to 9 months, and he got 65 watches already.
Wow.
Hey, the
You got
addiction
the,
is real.
Jeez.
Okay, the
You got the
addiction
Invicta.
is real.
Be careful. Be careful. Before you know it, blink of an eye.
Mainlining Invicta is what you're doing.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell, bruh. Hey, that's impressive, my
I
man.
don't know anyone who's done that.
Right. In
Right.
this crowd, okay. But you know what? I'll say this though, because Godfather, you paced yourself pretty good because
Yeah.
Godfather's been collecting since '91,
Yeah.
and his collection is not as extensive as some people. I know it's people that got 600 plus watches. I know some people that I think me and Vic at one point was going neck and neck on watches. And what was that 2019? Bro, we was going crazy just buying watches. We bought like 30 watches in a 2-month span. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, bro, you see that spell? Oh, you see that sale? You see that sale? And we were going at it. But I didn't got nothing on Kyle. Kyle got over, I think, 70 watches in a year. Dale said he did 65 in less than a year. So that's impressive, man. All I would tell you is this:
70 watches.
enjoy
Man,
your collection.
70 watches took me almost 7 years to get, 7, 8 years to get 70 watches.
You know, look, it's a bug, man. I mean, and I wasn't buying just to buy. I still bought what I liked. I wasn't one of those that I'm getting that just because. I still had to like the watch, and you know, that's what we did. And again, movement didn't stop me.
No.
Sorry.
A dial will stop me before a movement stopped me. Okay.
Exactly. Like you want to talk about, like, we go back into style. Trap, how long did I wait for this?
Your whole life.
I mean, pretty much.
Ever since it was a cartoon drawing on Invicta's website, he's been like, I got to get.
I spoke about this. I got it. I love it. Again, a lot of people don't. That's fine. I didn't buy it for you. I bought it for me. And I am gonna, you know, they got some other ones dropping. I probably can't get them all at the moment.
Big. Not you,
I'll
you.
grab
Big,
one at a time.
Talking about wow, 30. I'll get there one day.
Oh, please.
No. Kyle puts up there. So, Godfather, does that mean I've been collecting for 8 years?
If you want to say that.
By my scale, yes, you've been collecting for 8 years by my scale. Some other people's scales, you might have been collecting for maybe 6 months. So, you know, it all depends on who you talk to.
Hey, Kyle come on strong, man, here. Remember Kyle when first came on? He had like 7, 8 watches. Remember, he did his first battle. He was so shy. Remember, he just, we didn't know what Kyle was. And now he's right there, man. Right there.
Man, he got some pretty nice watches in his collection. That's the crazy thing.
He sure does.
I want to circle back to John. Now, of course, I wouldn't have an Imperious if it wasn't for you. And I got my first Imperious piece, actually my first two, because I have a Man of War as well. But I'll show you guys. You see that dial is almost translucent. You can actually see the date window behind the bars.
Right.
What I saw on Shop the other day was I think they were using a Ronda 715, and you can't see the date window at all.
Right.
And I tell you what, I have the Invicta version as well. So I got the blue one, right? I got this from Yonkers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And with that watch, with the other watches that we got, I literally paid about $200 for this one, and this got a Selena 200.
You got that as a red tag down there.
Yeah, got that red tag. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my biggest gripe, if I want to buy, for example, that white dial was nice. I like the white dial jailbreak.
Right.
However, I couldn't bring myself to pay for it, giving them $229, $228, or whatever they was asking for, because I paid the same price for this one and got a Swiss move, and I can't give you that for quartz. What you got, John? So he got the white dial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want an Imperious jailbreak, but I want it with the Swiss movement. I don't want it with the quartz.
Right.
And it will. I think it will.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get them. Maybe the next batch is going to be that.
Is it still plastic on that?
Yeah.
They got, of course, bro.
You got that right, Jerry. Good deals he said good deals in Yonkers that day. You know what the best deal that day was? Finally meeting everybody and hugging everybody. Yeah. That was the best deal for me.
You got the black, you got the silver, and you got the gray. I'll take the plastic off. Since y'all complain.
Hey, you haven't worn it yet?
Hey, Elijah, let me give me a second. Let me tackle this question real quick. What happened to me and Shaq? Shaq actually, he didn't even show up for the event, but it was a misunderstanding between me and the Invicta store down in Georgia, so it was like a wash. So I just walked away with whatever.
Hey, John, you telling me those aren't even sized yet?
No, these are sized. I still put plastic on over them because I don't want nothing to happen.
All right. Because look, if you need help sizing, when me and Janet come up there soon, I'll help you size. For every 10 I size, I want 2. That's all. That's not a bad deal. Every 10 I help you size, I want 2 back. What do you think? That a deal?
Yeah, that's a deal.
Hey, Vic said
he's on the left, the silver's in the center, and the gray is on the right.
I think a lot of people went
they didn't do it all.
When they first started, collecting, because at that particular time when people first start collecting, they probably see so many different designs that they haven't seen before, and all these watches were just talking to them. So yeah, a lot of people went buck wild. The only thing that saved me from going buck wild was after I bought those extra watches, those other 2 watches. After my first one, the next day I was getting on an airplane going to Japan. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that saved me. That caused me to slow down. And because of that, when I came back, I just started looking and be like, yeah, I like that, but no, it's not smacking me. Ooh, I like that. Now it's close, but not there, you know. But as soon as the watch smacked me, you know, it was a done deal.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
Wait a minute. What do you got there? Plastic on all of those watches.
These are the
Look
gear
at that.
heads.
Those are gearheads?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's nice, bro.
Yeah.
What makes them so expensive? Are you talking about Invicta watches or like watches in general? Because I mean, there's different price points with Invicta. And the biggest thing you need to know is if the again, and I just want to attack some of the questions I've seen over the period of time is I can't like really tell you how to collect or what you should collect. I'm a pro diver guy, so you give me one of these type of watches, they don't have to have Swiss made because I have a ton of NH35. I even got some PC23 pro divers, and I'm not getting rid of them because I just like the style.
Yeah, but
With your
again,
X-Wing.
is a movement gonna stop you?
X-Wing gold label. It's not a gold label. This
No.
is gold. It's gold. It's rose gold with the aubergine. But the movement, it's not going. You know what? The movement technically wouldn't stop me, bro. If I like it, I'm gonna buy it
Exactly.
because
Ooh, what's
you know
that red one, John?
That's the Imperious red with the black that they had out there.
that's
And
tight.
that's
That's
the
a chaos,
Imperious with
isn't
the
it?
rose gold.
Yeah. Isn't that the chaos?
Yeah, that's
And
the
what
chaos.
is the most you would spend
How
for?
much you want for that?
A lot.
Vic will offer you $1.298.
Right.
If you're coming for these, you got to come real strong because these really aren't for sale. So
Janet said she'll throw in 3 batches of your favorite cookies, homemade.
I'm gonna let each one of you guys tackle this one.
Go
Anybody can
ahead.
jump in. So the question is, and what is the most you would spend for one? So I'll let you guys tackle that.
Godfather, you're OG. You can go first.
Actually, it's going to depend. Okay, if the watch smacks me in the next week, and the price on the watch is say $700, okay, but it smacked me in the next week, it's a good possibility that I might pay that $700. Okay, if it's just smacking me, you know, to the next hour, I might not pay that $700. I'm going to wait till it gets down. Now, the most that I ever paid for a watch, okay, an Invicta watch, was basically $469, and that was for one of my tourbillons. So, but it's going to depend on the watch and how far it smacks me.
Okay.
this is my most expensive. This is the most I ever spent for a watch right here. And yes, it is sized.
Yeah,
That's the limited edition 320 Jamal Anderson X-Wing without the diamonds.
Okay.
With the Valju.
So it was only 320 made, right?
300, yeah, 320. Yes.
Okay.
The one with diamonds, I'm willing to go. Where? I ain't telling you. Unless you got
No. Hey, we're family here. You got to tell. You got to give us close. Go 500 above or below.
I said I'm willing to go if you got it for sale.
All right. So there's no limit then. There's no limit.
So Vic,
That's how special I think that watch is. I don't care what you think about it. That's how special I believe that watch to be. I will go.
That's good.
Okay. Vic,
other than that, I try to stay under 1,000.
Okay.
For me, I only really collect Invicta. The most I spent were on my 2 Magnum Tourbillons. They dropped down to once onlys at $4.99. I had coupons, so I really didn't pay $4.99, but $4.99 is my level where I can say, you know what, I'll dump $4.99 on that watch. It was a once only. It was my first tourbillon. I had a 25 offer, whatever. I paid below that. So I guess for me, $4.99 would be the benchmark.
$199.
That's
Okay.
good. Now, let me just add one extra thing. The $4.69 that I paid, that was without a coupon. Okay, because my Diamond Chaos that I got on the cruise was $5.80 on the cruise, but I didn't pay $5.80 because I had a few coupons and stuff.
Right.
So $4.69 is the most that I paid for an Invicta without a coupon.
Yeah, I've only used coupons for that amount of a watch.
Yeah.
Even for this one, I used my 30%. I got this for, I don't know what, $347, I think, instead of the $4.99 they were asking for. So
Yeah.
And then my purple label, Magnum, I had a 25 off for that. But $4.99 is my, even without a coupon, $4.99 is probably my high mark.
Mm-hmm.
Not that doesn't say I can't afford the higher watch. I can. It's just for me, that's where I kind of say, you know what?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, it has to smack me real hard in order for me to turn around and spend, $500, $600, $700. So if the watch is $700 and I got a bunch of coupons and it smack me, a couple hours ahead, if the coupons bring it down below 500, then I'm looking at it. But if I have no coupons, if it doesn't smack me in the next year, it can sit right there until it comes down in price.
How about you, Trap?
And actually, 1 minute. You could keep thinking. I actually lied. I actually paid more for, believe it or not, a freaking Diamond Magnum. Believe it or not, I paid more than $1,000 for that Diamond blue and silver Magnum.
Woo!
So the most expensive one I ever bought was, believe it or not, a freaking Magnum.
Nice. That gets a round of applause for me right there.
There you go.
Nice.
Is that the one with
Because
over
I
3
felt like
carats?
treating myself.
Yeah. Is that the one with over 3 carats worth of diamonds?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the blue, it's the silver and blue one, which they ain't making no more.
Right.
I'll send over a year's supply of Pepe pizza for that watch. I gotta try something,
bro.
I gotta try something.
And then he'll throw in $3.98 instead of $2.98. It's gonna give you an extra dollar.
Are those watches for sale?
No.
I'm just.
So what'd you say, Trap, for you? What'd you say?
These are the Imperious ones. These are Imperious X-Wing with the Imperious Shatter up top, which I showed the other night. These are just some of them. I got a whole bunch more in another case. And the ones that are covered aren't Imperious.
To answer that question, I'm willing to go around 500. However, I did consider Invicta brought out a watch last year. No, I think it was about 2 years ago. It was like $1,200, and it had the pave diamonds. Now I don't mind the diamonds. All I need is like 1 or 2 diamond pieces. I don't want the diamonds on the case. I prefer them inside. I don't want them outside. So they had one that was it was like $1,100, and if I didn't have as many value pays as I did at that point in time, I would have paid that. So to answer your question, I will go as far as 1,100 on a watch. I was, bringing to you the next point. I'm gonna ask you guys this because I know you just collecting Invicta, Vic, but I still have this giant stride, right? Because I was actually gonna do the last little video on this for next month, but I showed this watch. I think it's like $600, right? They got a Salida 200 in it. I don't know what phase of Salida they use. I don't know if they use like the basic one that's like, I think it's 14 seconds you lose, gain or lose per day. But I actually like this watch, man. It's like 42 millimeter. This thing is nice. You know what I'm saying? And just because of the green and of course the case.
Right.
Only problem I had after I looked at this watch, I had some people send me information on other watches, right? Other micro brands that got Salida movements in them or the equivalent of a Salida movement for $400. So I was like, okay, you just saved me $200. So if I consider getting it, you know what I'm saying? Unless he come out, because I actually like this watch. And the other ones I have to see, you know, what all they have on it too, because Godfather and everybody else, for me, I use my watches. Tool watch. I like the loom on it. If it got trash loom, I'm like, I may not repeat that style of watch again because I like the loom. That's why I like Aragon's loom is ridiculous. Like
Well,
ridiculous. But
speaking of Luma, the Luma Nutrients are phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's
what's
phenomenal.
up, information,
It's
man?
full
Appreciate you
dial.
coming in, bro.
It's pretty. I'll DM you a pic, GF, when we're done.
Okay. Good.
What was
I mean,
the first watch you got, and you still have it? That watch. Now, my very first watch when I was a kid, my mom has that watch. Battery dead, of course. It's probably the movement's probably trash because the battery's still in it, and I'm pretty sure that battery exploded in there. But you're talking about this was like 1986, 87 was like when I got my very first watch. Yeah, and like other than that, I don't have any of the watches I had when I was younger. When I moved to Gary, a lot of those watches came up missing. Go figure.
right. My first watch, I got my tonsils taken out. God, I think I was 8, 9 years old. My parents got me a Mickey Mouse Timex.
She still got it. She still got her Mickey Mouse Timex.
Really? Mine was on
Yeah.
a light blue. Mine was on a light blue strap.
Hers is black.
I loved it. I wore it to death. That was my passion. Started, I guess, with watches then. I cried like the kid I was when it broke because I wore it every. That's the only thing I had, so I wore it every single day, and it broke. I tried everything to fix it, and I don't know if I still have it. I'd have to go to my parents' house and take a look.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like I already showed, my very first watch was the pocket watch. So, you know, we talking 19. If my memory serves me, you know, I'm old, so I suffer from CRS. You know, can't remember. So, but I believe it was 1960. It was either 62 or 63. I believe 63, and it was Easter because I was all dressed up, had a little fedora on, and like I said, I had a toy pocket watch. You know, it wasn't real. And the Godfather in the neighborhood in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn was like, little Godfather, come here, let me see what you got there. Oh, no, we got to get rid of this thing. He took the watch off, tossed it in the garbage, and took his watch out of his pocket, hooked it on. And, you know, it's like, this was important. This, I made sure that I kept. And, of course, my first Invicta, okay, was, of course, my Pro Diver 8926. So.
I think John just frozen there.
Yeah.
What are you showing us, John?
He's not frozen. He just showing some watches that he's trying to sell.
Those are Man of War. Yeah, those are the Man of Wars.
You selling all those, right?
No.
What do you mean no? So you just said yes.
No.
Why
now,
are you teasing us?
I tell you what,
Trap wanted me to show some of the Imperius that I had, and I still got another case of X-Wing.
I'll show you my first Invicta. This right here, Sea Spider, and this isn't the original strap. The original strap actually broke, and I had scrap straps actually make this for me, custom made leather, and this thing is awesome. So yeah, I keep this. So this is like for me, and I know we tossed this Grail thing. I would say this is one of the most significant pieces in my collection, as well as this one right here, this Aviator. Wifey bought me this for when I graduated college.
Nice.
So
Who's that girl?
You graduated, man.
I graduated.
You
They gave
graduated.
somebody gave me a diploma.
How much you pay for it?
Hey, get it how you live, baby.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Pro Diver two-tone with blue dial. No, it's gone. A watch shop broke it, changing the battery. Good night.
Mm.
What happened?
Dale had his, I guess that was his first Pro Diver. Some shop broke it.
Yeah, tell him. Oh, that stinks. Tell him, Jerry. We won't tell him, but we'll just do it.
Hey, Joy in the building, man. Be the differences in the building. How you doing? I love when she say that.
What's he showing now?
Those are the Imperious X-Wings, except for a gearhead up top. And they all got plastic, yeah.
Difference.
For the most part, they're all different. There might be one double in there.
Hey, Jerry Jones said they going to your house. You about to get some company.
You about to get robbed. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know. I've actually never have ever shown those. Not like that.
Hey, Jerry said I graduated from Vietnam University.
Hey, Jerry, you and I both, okay?
Thank you for
Right.
doing that, man.
Hey, well, I guess too. What y'all don't know is what another thing that got Godfather on to Invicta watches. He had to replace a watch that he dropped on somebody's head at about 20,000 feet on the back of a plane.
For the folks that are new here, okay, Trap is telling the truth, okay? We had to make a jump, a halo jump, okay? For most of those that don't know, halo is high altitude, low opening, all right? I turned around and had my watch on my wrist, and this particular time, because of the halo, I put it on the outside of my flight suit so that I could watch my time. I jumped out the airplane. I went one way, the watch went the other. It just popped off my wrist. It was gone. I was like, are you kidding me? You know,
Wow.
And the fact that, you know, so that caused me to actually get into Invicta because I searched for years for another self-winding watch. And like I said, they started throwing the word kinetic on it, raising the price $200 and $300. I just wasn't about trying to pay that until 1991 when I found the Invicta.
Yeah.
Wow.
You did.
I do not recommend jumping out of a perfectly good airplane trying to chase your watch, okay?
No.
Let it go.
Not a good idea.
So, hence, is somebody with a timepiece stuck in their forehead right now? Somebody grandfather got knocked out cold.
What was that? Yes.
Man, let's see. Any of you big collectors have special riders on your insurance for your collection? Now, I have insurance, and it's gonna cover my watches. I do know a guy that I used to work with. He just bought his first what they call bluesy Rolex. He has a separate policy for that. You know, so because it's a $13,000 watch, you know, so something happens to that. And I don't know I don't know like the ins and outs of his insurance. I didn't go into detail. I just know that he's paying $200 a year to cover this thing. So, yeah. You guys have any like separate policies on your watches?
I believe mine falls under our main policy. I believe I called up, so I believe ours falls under our main policy. As long as I have all the receipts and everything like that, God forbid.
Right.
So
mine is basically like that. Like for my homeowner's insurance, there's two policies. Okay, you have the house, the structure, okay, and then you have what's on the inside of the house.
Right.
So when I, over the years, like you said, keeping the receipts and stuff like that, and because a lot of these watches that I have, you're not going to be able to find them readily. In other words, I can't go back to Invicta and say, yep, let me get that right there. So, they just increase the amount of money on everything that's inside the house. So,
which is
That's
why
smart.
when I typically ship my watches, I typically put insurance on
Insurance
them.
on it,
I
yep.
ship them because you got no way to recoup. You got to pay the other person back or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Or if you're making a trade one way or the other, somebody's going to lose something. So I always insure my watches if it's above the shipping insurance.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right,
So
yeah. I do that too. What's up, Don Juan is in the building?
I'm not about to lose that money. And I will put the MSRP money as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you have to. I mean, honestly, you know what?
TFB, man, that's just the way it is.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is for the other watch collectors, man. And I say, hold on, let me just make this real clear, because there's times on YouTube you will have the big time YouTubers that will look at your videos and they'll take little bits and pieces of what you say
Hmm.
and use it to their videos to either defame you or make fun of you, whatever the case is. So let me be perfectly clear on this. You guys that say Invicta's MSRPs are misleading. Okay. I can tell you this. I don't too much care about the MSRP because
Right.
anybody that's been collecting Invicta, we don't look at that anyway. We're like,
Correct.
what is the MSRP? That's not even a speed bump. Like, we're
Hmm.
not going to pay $2,600. However, I will use that MSRP for insurance purposes. Hey, I don't. And look, I'm just playing. I'm
Yeah,
a player on the chessboard, bro. Don't blame
Exactly.
me. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, Godfather. You said it best. If you got a watch in your collection right now, the MSRP was $900. You can't get a lot of pieces that you got. There's no, unless you go on eBay and they're going to ask
Can't replace
the
it.
MSRP for that watch.
yep,
So if
yep.
you want to replace it, you have to charge. I mean, like, hey, turn it to your insurance company. This watch MSRP, here you go. Invicta says $3,200. Oh, we got to write you a check for $3,200. I don't
Yeah.
care if you paid $100 for it because you may not even find that watch anymore.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So
And the
look,
MS
I don't.
every
Look.
single product that's made has an MSRP from food
Yes,
to watches,
yes,
everything. And that's
yes.
what it costs to manufacture whatever that product is. It's the
Hmm.
manufacturer's suggested retail price. That doesn't mean you have to follow that. That's just what it would cost to manufacture one of those watches or
Right,
one of
exactly.
Hey,
those
Elijah,
bag of chips or
be careful.
whatever it happens to be.
Be
Yep,
careful
yep.
what you ask for, brother.
Yeah,
Elijah said
really.
someone blessed
And
me with a watch.
by law, I believe everything needs to have an MSRP by law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, in my business, we have MSRP for parts, and
Cars
I
have
don't
it.
I don't charge MSRP. I charge well above.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Cars
look
have
what
it.
Kenny
Every
wrote.
car's got one.
Look, you see what Kenny wrote there, Trap?
Wait, hold on, let me see. Godfather better have insurance on that barbecue grill. I'm pretty sure he does. Hey, Elijah, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna say be careful what you ask for because you said somebody blessed me with a watch. Somebody could, you know what I'm saying? But like, what if somebody sent you? Because there's watches as low as $199 on Amazon. Somebody may send you a $199 quartz watch. So be careful what you ask for. Now, if you're trying to be specific, like I tell you, like I tell one of my kids, they be like, "Hey, I want this." Okay, and I get you just what you asked for. You know what I'm saying? You're like, "Well, I wanted that." No, you didn't ask for that. You
Right.
asked for this over here. You say, "I just want this general thing." So
Hey,
it
look
can
what
have. What's
Cool
going on,
Farm
Hemi?
and Collective wrote.
Hey,
Hey,
but you know
hey,
what, Elijah? I'm gonna tell you something about this group, and because I've never seen your name before. There has in this community, man, there has been a lot of things I've seen. I seen a guy lose his watch collection in a fire. He lost everything in a fire. And I
Hmm.
seen other collectors coming up and they blessing him with watches. You know what I'm saying? Just replacing what he lost, some of what he lost.
Yeah,
And I've seen people get watches for birthdays. I've seen people get watches just because. You know, like, hey, I'm sitting down, and next thing you know, I got an Invicta collector sitting next to me eating lunch. Like, hey, man, I appreciate you eating lunch with me. And then I took my watch off and handed it to him. What's this for? Like, just because. I've seen the craziest stuff in here. So, if you are curious about getting into the community and you want to get your first watch, man, I'm gonna tell you, Dude, you can buy a pro diver as low as $39 off a shop, and you ain't even got to pay the whole $39.
Nope.
You can pay whatever, like $12 to get it, and pay six value pays after that. Man, it's so simple to get into one of these watches.
Simple and dangerous.
It
Look
is
at
very dangerous. What's going on?
Great.
DK just walked in the building.
Hey, DK.
Look at that. Cool, calm, and collected says it's different with him. His wife will smack him into next year if he spends too much.
Not DK.
Like,
Crazy man gave some lady 25 watches to help her charity, but I can't remember who that was.
oh boy, here we go.
Hey, how about the Cowboys? How about them Cowboys?
Oh, Hemi's a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
I thought Hemi was in Houston.
I love her. Shut up. Y'all know what it is.
How about them Cowboys, boy? I seen a bunch of memes come up the other day, man. Oh, whew.
Hey, who called it? Who called it? Who had
You
San
did.
Fran? Who had San
The
Fran?
one to turn to. That's it. That man called it, boy. You'd have made a lot of money with him this weekend.
Woo, 5-1. All I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, I knew Monday night was not, there's no way I was going 6-0.
Hey, hear me saying 6 pays is the devil.
Yeah, you got that right. I only got 3 left. There's 3
Hey.
more left.
And I'm gonna tell you something. The crazy thing about those value pays, man, it's like, look, let me just put this as a disclaimer. I'm not going to discourage anybody on here from jumping into a value pay, but I will tell you this:
Be careful.
if you jump into it, you say, "Hey, you know what? I got $25 for my first initial payment and the taxes and shipping, $25." And then you look, oh, all I got to pay is $10.99 a month. Oh, I can do that. And then you see another watch, you're like, oh crap, I can get this watch. It's $32 and all I got to pay is $14 a month. Oh, I can do that. And by 3 months into it, you've said I can do that about a minimum of 7 times. And then you look and you're paying a car note per month for the next 6 months on value pay. And you're like, how did I get here? Why am I paying $700 a month for this watches? So it's a slippery slope. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yes.
I
told you. The first watch I bought was because of the woman on the screen right now, but that's just me.
Hey, Heather can sell, most people a lot of watches and stuff.
Who
She
is
got
it?
me. She got me.
I'm not watching it. Who's on there?
Listen, Heather and
Who do you
Ryan
think is
right
on
now.
there? It's either
Let me
Heather or
tell you.
Mina.
Okay, after the first cruise, the very first Invicta cruise, I was on the very first Invicta cruise. I was a little shy. I didn't, speak to a lot of people. But after the very first cruise, she was on with Ryan Johnson, and they were selling the Invicta Reserve Grand Diver with the SW200 total Swiss made watch. Okay.
Wow.
Her and Ryan, okay, end up selling me 5 of those dang on watches. Okay. 5 watches. And then I got to call in and talk to her, and she was just such the sweetest person.
She really is. Yeah, she really is.
You know,
That's my first one. That's what I bought because Heather was on and said if I saw somebody wearing that watch from across the room, I'd go over there and I'd talk to them. So I went and I bought that watch because I want her to see me with this watch on, and she come over and talk to me from across the room. That's why. That ain't no lie either.
hey,
And she probably would because she's really nice. She is.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
you know what's crazy? And this is, I'm gonna show y'all. This the watch they showing on shop right now. That right there, 54 millimeters of, and that has a VD 54 in it, I think.
Don't buy it. It's got a VD movement in it. Don't buy that watch. It's crap. So I'm being funny for people just coming in.
So that's
Yeah,
the watch right there. That's it in its entirety.
I got the Rangers on right now, so
Let's see. I don't know the price on it.
I think they gotta put that
169.84.
bicycle chain somehow in the bracelet rather than the watch.
yes,
yeah.
there we go.
Right? Am I wrong on that?
What happened?
What you say, bro?
Am I wrong on that?
What's
What?
that?
I think they got to get that bicycle chain somehow in the bracelet, not on the watch. I don't like it on the watch. I'd like to see it in the bracelet.
Yeah.
somehow.
The bicycle
The
chain
chain.
makes the
Yeah.
watch seems too big.
Yes.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it on there.
Well, they're
It's
going to
not bad 'cause
eventually.
it's not that big.
Yeah.
They may go to. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a gladiator style where they did the, you know what I'm saying, like the bicycle chain goes down around the case and down the bracelet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be the direction of Invicta right now. And again, like Timon said earlier, Invicta has found a pulse for their buyers. Now,
Yes.
here's the other thing that I was thinking about was, I don't know in your cities where you guys live at. I know for here, a lot of our retail stores have started closing up. You don't see as much stuff. I literally seen our sunglass hut like close up shop, and I was looking. I said I didn't see any news because I try to keep up with business news. And I just put, it was late. They said, hey, they closing a few stores here, or they're moving into Macy's. But Macy's was supposed to go in bankruptcy like J.C. Penney.
Yeah, they rebounded though.
They bought
Macy's
Toys R Us. Yeah, I
rebounded.
seen that. So they're finding ways to, fight through COVID. But the only problem that I see right now is there's a lot of stuff being taken off shelves. I don't know what, Invicta's going to be in another year or two. It seems like they're pushing out a lot of product. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
4,000 to 5,000 watches per year. That's a lot of watches.
And it's going to tick people
Yeah.
off. And that's going to be
Rico's
for
going live?
another
Hey,
roundtable.
Rico's going live in 30 minutes.
The closest Invicta store to me, which would have been in Trumbull, Connecticut, which is South Central Connecticut, that one closed because the mall was taking a beating. So,
Well,
and I
Okay.
don't know if it's coming back. It might, but not anytime soon. I don't think.
well, we're going to have another roundtable on.
I don't have any value pays, by the way. That question did come up. I have zero value pays, not for a long time.
DK has a
I'll buy
question,
them outright.
and this is a good question. What's the
What
watch
is it?
you regret buying the most?
I have more regrets on the ones I missed.
That's still in my collection. I gave it to no, let's see.
I only had one.
I actually don't have the watch anymore, DK, to answer that question. I sold it, and that was the one I started out with was the
Russian diver mechanical was mine.
It was a pro diver. No, what was it? It was an oversized pro diver with that like a VD. No, it had the PC movement in it. It was. I just didn't like it after a while, and I was like, man. And I paid like $150 for that watch when I first got it. I was like, geez, man. It was like I just paid for this, and they didn't even put the watch together. I'm like, it wasn't right. So that was one that I regretted.
I mean, for me, DK. I mean, I think every watch in my collection, because I just spoke to Trap. What was it yesterday, Trap? When we talked about it?
Today. That was today, bro. That was
today.
Yeah.
So work. That's my work brain. Work's been hell. For me, there was one or two. One Trap now has only because of fit, not because I didn't like the watch, but only because it was a Venom on a silicone strap, and it just dug into my wrist, and it would always flop over. See, I mean, this is a big watch, my Zeus Racer, but it doesn't flop when I turn it. But if it's in my collection, I mean, I look at my watches religiously because to change batteries if I have to. If it's in there, no, I looked and there isn't one watch I could say, maybe that one. So for me, the one watch only because it didn't fit properly, my brother next to me has now. If that makes sense.
I have more regrets on the ones I thought about and missed. That's the ones I really have. Yeah.
Tommy said he don't do pink.
I missed out on the Bolt Zeus Trio for the longest time.
Hey, now you got a Bolt Zeus Magnum Trio.
That's right.
Hey, that's a good question. Hemi just dropped. What is the hardest piece you're hunting for that you ever did for a piece?
I already told you. Mine's it's the Imperious X-Wing Jamal.
For me, right now,
diamond.
made. I got a couple, Emmy. My first one, and to this day, I kick myself in the rear end.
Other than the Invicta Diamond, but
I wanted the Deadpool Bolt Juice Magnum. I had it in my hand at the Woodhaven store. Shop had it, and then didn't pick it up for whatever reason. I spoke to somebody over here, and he's like, "Yo, bro, look," he goes, "that watch is always going to be there. So if you look at something else, I say get that, and that one will be there." Well, to this day, I have not found that watch. And look, I'm sure it's on eBay and stuff like that, but you know, I want it to be new. I don't want it to be, you know,
painted.
used
Like
and
for me,
abused.
it's the X-Wing Ghost. You know, the X-Wing Ghost Bridge. I missed out on that because I was busy doing something else, and when I went to actually purchase it, it was gone. I was like, ah. So I regretted waiting too long to actually pick it up. It's like, okay, I got it sitting here. I'm ready. Okay, let me do this, and I'm gonna come back. Came back. I should have just went ahead and bought it, and then went and do, you know, what I was going to do. So
Fat said the Blue Diablo. I can't say right now because I actually have, like, I've been wanting this forever, and I finally got it. But the one watch that got away from me was that Pro Diver with the Salida movement. It was a 47 millimeter with the Pave diamonds, and I think that came out about 5 years ago. I didn't even know I had a Salida movement in it, honestly, at the time. I just liked the way it looked. And then when it came back, it had the NH35. But then at that point, I was like, no, I want the one I saw the first time. I was like, it had that Salida movement in it. I want that one. Could never find that one for anything. And then the second watch would be that Sabako number 6 Pave. The one they just had come back out this past year had the NH35. But again, that other one had the Salida. So those two watches escaped me. And yeah, those, if I ever get them, I'll buy them used if they're in good shape. But see, the thing about eBay, some of those watches are beat up, man. Like, I'm asking them, like, hey, let me see a real picture. Take a picture right now. Matter of fact, let's go to IG. Let me see a live shot of what this watch look like. What you asking for? And I'm like, nope.
I gotta say, I've been very lucky with eBay, and I've learned to really discern through the pictures. I've learned how to look at the pictures correctly.
Right.
You can tell by certain reflections and stuff if there's scratches, and or I'll just, like you do, I'll just ask for another picture.
Yeah. Hemi said his was that first run Turby with the octo dial on it. But yeah, he bought that I guess last year, I think it was. I remember him mentioning it to me.
Godfather, you know what my goal is?
What's that?
It's to own one of every Invicta X-Wing.
Okay.
I'm pretty close.
Okay. Cool.
But I was not in that mode back when they came out with a lot of them. Back when they came out, like with the Ghost one, I wasn't in that mode.
Right.
So I did miss out on it, but I wasn't. I don't miss it like I miss it now. I didn't miss it then, but I miss it now. So.
Yeah.
But I did actually I got the chance to pick one up, so I got one of them.
Yeah, you know what I want of all watches right now? I want LeBron James to give me his AP Black Panther Tourbillon.
Good luck with that, okay?
Yeah, you've been waiting a long time for that one.
Hey, LeBron, hey man, you got money, bro. Let me get that, bro. I love that watch, man. I think I love that watch because I haven't seen him wear it. I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? Well, he'll publicly post it. So you ain't even loving the watch, bro. Like, you need to let that come to the crib, bro.
He only wears it when you're not around.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
He said he only wear it when I'm not around.
If we're going to talk about unrealistic dreams, okay, Jacob and Company has the Godfather watch.
Oh, really?
You didn't see that?
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Dude, that watch is ferocious.
They have it in with diamonds and without diamonds, and it actually plays the theme to the Godfather.
It's got a little
Wow.
piano. It's got a little piano in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I've
I
seen
saw
that
that.
watch. Yeah, I've seen that watch. That watch is
Yeah,
sweet.
and company.
It's just like my Imperious Jamal Anderson. You got the one with and the one without. I need
Yeah,
the one
exactly.
with. Yes.
You know.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
oh.
check it
How
out when we're
much
done.
Are they expensive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Over 500
Hey,
grand for one.
I think you just
Yep.
grew some hair there, Godfather. What? Maybe I did. Damn.
Man, bro.
Over 500 grand, John.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
That's why I said unrealistic dreams. Okay.
He got
I can either have a
I
house
know. At
to
least
live
mine's
in
realistic.
or a watch to wear. Okay.
Yeah.
House or watch.
Oh,
At
we
least
lost
mine's
him.
realistic.
Yeah.
I don't even think they let you in the
Wow.
store down there. I don't think they let you in the store unless you have an appointment.
Yep. You have to have an
Damn.
appointment. So.
We
I
lost
All
track.
right. So the big question is, what's the movement?
It's a tourbillon.
Oh, all right.
Look, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, don't get me started on the movement again.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
is a tourbillon, but like I said, for that kind of money, it was like,
I think you gotta ask for that kind of money. You kind of gotta ask.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Wow.
Do I get armed guards to walk me out and drive me home? So, or else do I have to go down and jump on the subway?
Damn. I
There's
didn't know
this
it was like that.
there's-
Holy smokes.
there's this producer guy who does a lot of stuff with Jacob and Co.
Yeah.
I think he's an Englishman. I don't know if I forget his name, producer something.
Producer Mike.
Is it producer Mike?
Producer Mike, bro. That's what. Look,
If
producer
you put
Mike.
him in YouTube, John, and just YouTube him, you'll see him. He has his own appointment with this Jacob and Co. They bring him in a personal room. They break out all these watches. It's incredible. You'll enjoy it. A watch person will enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? At the end of the day, because we did have some questions in here. We had some people. We had some new people in here.
Yep.
I will say this before we get off, man. If you guys have like some questions or whatever, man, you can reach me on Trapvision over on IG. Inbox me, man, and like I do fulfill certain requests if it's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? So I know there was a question earlier. I'm not opposed to gifting. Like we've done that on the channel, man. We've gifted out so much stuff here, so that's no big deal, man. It's if you new to the collection,
Just a
if
little
you
bit.
want to know more about the collection or whatever the case is, man, all you gotta do is ask. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. There are some entry level. There's some top levels. I think like Kyle jumped in with both feet in it because he got some nice collection.
Yep,
He got some nice watches. You know what I'm saying? Premier pieces, Salida 500s and all kind of stuff. And to some people, that's going to be one of those, what is a movement? You know what I'm saying? Like, is movement important? Honestly, man, it's not. It's not. I don't have Tony Woe on here, man. Tony Woe don't collect watches for, movement. He like hip hop. Y'all see the graffiti behind me? I got graffiti watches coming out my eyeballs over here. And
at my age, I'm thankful if I have a movement every day. Okay, so
Yes, yes, sir.
Oh damn! It's not 9 o'clock yet. Sorry about
That's
that.
all right.
We are
Hey,
so
that-
close.
look,
We are so close.
that's all good, man. That's
Look again, movement. Movement. Let's. I guess we're gonna end it because the plan was we're gonna try and do these once a month and have a different topic. And tonight obviously was movement.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it all goes back to you like what you like and you wear what you wear. And I mean, again, I wouldn't have the watches I have if movement was a part of it.
Yep, I agree.
So, and again, that doesn't mean though that this is crap because it has a VD movement and it's been called crap. So,
when I look at that watch, I like the style, I like the way it looks, I like the colors, and it, like somebody said earlier, if I see it on your wrist, I'm like, "Ooh, that's a nice watch." I'm not asking you what movement is in it because I don't care.
Right.
I like the way the watch looks.
right.
So,
Right. That's the biggest thing. The biggest takeaway is, and for those of you guys that there are a lot of resources that you can find on YouTube. If you just type in watch reviews or watches collected, you'll see a number of people, man. You got Urban Gentry, you got Tommy Big Time, you got all kind of people doing this thing.
Mhm.
You got some people that are extremely biased. You got some people that are extremely Swiss made. That's all they want is Swiss made or
Yep.
mechanical watches. You got the people that's all they talk about is Rolex. I don't particularly care, whatever direction you want to go, that's fine.
Mhm.
But for me, I'm not a professional collector. I enjoy what I collect though. You know what I'm saying? I like my watches, man. And
Yeah.
I will throw this out there to the young man that used me for your promo video. When I considered my watch for the grill, if you ever see this again, bro, tell the truth, tell the whole story. You know what I'm saying? I don't use me for your narrative to say people that collect big watches are stupid or they
Yeah.
live in a basement or whatever. I got a crib, bro. Like like I
Mhm.
that's the one thing I normally don't get on and say nothing to these people, but I'm like, if you're gonna use my image, man, don't use it to spread
Just
hatred.
check them already. Just check them.
Hey,
Right. But
yo,
at
Go
what point,
ahead, check them.
but at what point
no,
does it start?
I got it, bro. You can't come on here and use people like, you know what I'm saying, Godfather, you got John, you got your Magnum Vic. If we like big watches, we like big watches. If you say it's not a thing, I'm gonna call bull crap because I'm gonna throw this out there. In the
Yep.
90s, when my man was collecting watches, I'm pretty sure a lot of watch companies, Jacobs and Co. included, they grabbed all those watch ideas from
Mhm.
hip hop. They got
Yep.
from urban cultures. Think about it, all the loud colors and the big stuff. Now, y'all say that, hey, your watch has to be proportionate. That's a rule y'all made. That rule don't apply to me. You know what I'm
No.
saying? So I
No.
can tell you this. I guarantee you this. If you make another video with me and you use me as a narrative, bro, I'm gonna start making all kind of videos, man, like trolling you, bro. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? That's the truth. Because you got some people out here trying to clown you, trying to make you look stupid and trying to make you less than. You know what I'm saying? The world is bad enough already.
Yep.
Let us
Yep.
collect what we like, man. And y'all that's in the group, if everybody's in the chat, collect what you like. We had some people in there saying, hey, I bought an Invicta watch just to get the movement out. I thought that was funny. And you know what? That was your money. You do it. Hey,
Yep.
bravo.
Yep. Yep.
Bravo. You know what I'm saying? If
And I
you
want to
like
learn that.
Rolex, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I think Daytona is probably the hardest watch that they make. That's just me personally. You know what I
Yep.
mean? AP, give me a 5911. I'm good to go. But don't come over here on my channel or Tommy's channel and anybody else that's reviewing Invicta watches trying to spin this
Yep.
narrative, man, because you spinning hate, man. I'm going to just call it what it is, man. You trash for that, bro. You trash for
There's
that.
no,
You got one
there's no,
job. You got one job, and that's to influence people and to motivate, you know what I'm saying? Hey, get people in the culture. You out here
Uplift.
causing enemies, bruh.
Yep.
yeah, there's no need
It's
for it. There's
called
no
live
call
Then
and
for
don't
it.
let
use my
live.
picture no more. Flat out. Just do that. Don't use my picture no more. Use somebody else.
Again, it's just enjoy what you enjoy, man. I mean, it's in everything. I mean, it's with food, it's with cars, it's with music. I love progressive rock. People probably say, "What the hell is that?" I don't care if you don't like that music. I love that music. That's what I enjoy listening to. And there are channels on that on hate. Oh, how can you listen to that garbage? How can you listen to that crap? And blah blah blah. Because these ears like it. I shouldn't have to
Yeah.
explain everything that I own. I love PlayStation. People love Xbox, and some of them butt heads.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares at the end of the day?
Exactly. And like I said, as I said earlier, in the show, put people on the spot when they say, how can you listen to that? You ask them, what is it about it that you don't like? And I guarantee 99% of them will not have an answer as
Right,
to what about it they don't like. They can't give you an answer.
right,
So,
you're right. No, you're right.
hey, until you
You're
can
right.
come up with an answer as to why you do not like this, you know, stay out of my face.
That's it. Hey, look. I mean, again, my music, progressive rock. They're long songs. I mean, it's some intros are 8 minutes before you get a vocal in there. But that's what I enjoy. I enjoy
Yeah.
intricate music like that. I enjoy. I'm not even going to name bands because people are going to say, well, what's like, who's that? I don't care.
Yep.
I care.
Do y'all see this comment? Hear me?
What do you say?
Read the comment.
Oh, Hemi.
Hey, Hippie said, I don't care about 9 o'clock, man. I'm telling you what I feel.
I mean, really, just live.
Well, it's
I
9
mean,
o'clock
live and
somewhere.
let live. Really, just
Yeah.
who cares? Who cares what I'm doing? Who cares what
Yeah.
anyone else is doing? Who
Who
cares?
cares? You know,
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
you like you again go. You like that movement? That's fine. Like love it.
Okay.
Who cares?
Yeah,
But
these
don't
nuts.
bash me for having a watch that doesn't have that movement. That's
No,
where that's where the argument lies. You're bashing me, well, not me directly, but you're bashing that group as opposed to
Can you
that
drop
group.
his
Like
it
I said,
wasn't
this group,
okay.
you know, this community that we in, this is a judgment-free community.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just because you have something that, you know, may not be for me, doesn't mean it's not for you.
Right.
Okay. And I haven't seen watches or Invicta watches that I just straight up and said, I don't like it. There was always something about the watch that I like. It's just that the watch itself was not for me. But there's
Exactly.
never been an Invicta watch that I've seen that I straight up did not like, period. You know. So
And that's another show. That's planned for another
Yeah.
show. Right, Trap?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll do some more roundtable talk, man, and we'll go from there, man. But before we go, John, you got anything? Any closing remarks, brother?
Man, if you want to wear 2 watches at a time, go ahead, wear 2 watches at a time. If you don't want to wear no watches at a time, don't wear any watches. I don't care what you do. Just live and let live and enjoy each other, please. My God.
Like to,
Yeah.
So is it cool, bro? Can I do
yeah,
this?
there you go.
Hell yeah. If you want to put 10 of them on, go put 10 of them on.
Sure.
There you go.
Hey, my brother said I could
Put
do it. So
5 on it. That's what you got to do. Put 5 on it.
all right, bro. Look, hey, I'm down with it. You feel me? Hold on, bro. We gonna close the show, boy. I'm boy.
Get 5
Hold on
on
now.
it.
There you
We
go.
rocking this thing,
That's
boy.
it.
You know what I'm saying? I got
That's it.
automatics coming out my wazoo, boy.
That actually looks good, man. I like it.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I
Hey,
got a period.
listen,
I'm cross.
here's a test for you.
Yes, sir.
You work tomorrow?
Yes, yes, sir.
At what?
Go to work like that.
Okay.
And see what they say.
If you do that, that'll be great.
I'm wearing those watches, and it reminds me of going downtown Brooklyn, and people be like, "Yo, man, want to buy a watch? I got some on this wrist too. Want to buy a watch?"
Okay. Inside the raincoat, right? Want to watch? They're all hanging in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so
If
we're
anyone
about to
has any
close out of
questions
here.
or whatever, absolutely. You know.
Yeah.
But before we go, be sure, please, go by Benny's page on Facebook. Just type in Benny Diaz. I'll post it on the beginning of these chats, man, and it will be down in the description page too.
Mhm.
I mean, there was a lot of questions to be asked. They was asking his wife questions, man, and I'll say this:
He's gone.
there's no need to know what he died from. Just know
Right.
that our brother is gone, and his
Gone.
wife and kids have
Horrible.
to they got to live life. And they have a GoFundMe page. So I ask that you guys stop by there and give. I mean, I don't care what it is, give whatever you feel that you have. You know what I mean? So, but let's just do that. Look out for these other folks, and bless his children and stuff like that. Even if you don't have money, just say a prayer. His name is Benny Diaz, man. He was one of our brothers in arms, so to speak. So, with that being said, family, I appreciate everybody on the panel coming up here and saying your piece, giving us some history. Godfather, it's always a pleasure to have you up here and talking.
It's my pleasure to be here.
I would love to have you on the next segment when we have some roundtable talk, because you have a lot of knowledge that I do like listening. You know that. You know me. John, you too. John, I love the way you collect and how you deal with the community. I know we joke and laugh and play, but everybody, y'all, I want you to pay attention to the faces that's on the screen. Every last one of them has done something for other people outside of themselves. And it's all of them may not have been in the military, but it's one thing, selfless service. That's one thing that I see that these guys do. That's why we gravitate towards each other, man. And I greatly appreciate all you guys, respect and love everybody. Even was it Cool, Calm, and Collected is the other Vic. That's my brother Hemi. everybody
Yeah.
in the chat. You got a chance to talk to these people and listen to them. Great wealth of knowledge, man. So reach out, Instagram, whatever the case is, man. They good talk, and you'll learn something. Trust me. But with that being said, family, thank you guys.
Rico is live.
If you like, I'll
Yeah,
tell you
let's
this:
raid Rico.
Rico is live.
On
If you like
Instagram.
watches and weed, go over there and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
And cartoons.
part two, Rico's over there. So with that
Cartoons.
being said, the Fantastic Four, love you
I
guys.
love all
Hey,
you
Good
guys,
night,
man.
everybody.
I love all you guys.
night all,
This
night,
was fun.
night.
We'll do it again
Father
soon.
Vic,
Peace out.
Trap,
Yep,
love
you guys be blessed.